Google has announced its two new smartphones for 2017 earlier this week, the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL. Both of them have exactly the same specs. The only difference is that the Pixel 2 XL has a larger display, a larger battery, and also a much more modern overall design. So overall, the Pixel 2 XL is Google's flagship smartphone for 2017. So let's see how the Pixel 2 XL compares to something like the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. So I've done a similar comparison with the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL versus the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 8 Plus. So definitely check out this video in case you haven't seen it. But in this video, I'll be covering everything from the design, the display, full specs, camera specs, features, special features, battery, storage options, price, and so much more between the Pixel 2 XL and the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. So grab some popcorn and enjoy. Okay, so starting off with the design first, dimension-wise, the Note 8 is definitely a larger phone. So the Note 8 comes with a 6.3 inches display versus the 6-inch display on the Pixel XL. And then the Note 8 is also 4.6 millimeters taller, 2 millimeters less wide, but also 0.7 millimeters thicker than the Pixel 2. And also heavier, by the way, by 20 grams. However, since it's not as wide as the Pixel 2 XL, the Note 8 is actually easier to hold in your hand, but also more difficult when it comes to reaching the top since it's also taller. But looking at the design alone, I would say that the Note 8 definitely takes this one. So we have 0 bezels on the side versus the Pixel 2 XL, and same goes for the top bezels. The bezels on the Note 8 are so much smaller than the Pixel 2 XL ones. Then the back, if you take a look at the back is made out of glass on the Note 8 versus this two-colored tone. So we have glass and aluminum on the back of the Pixel 2 XL. Let me know in the comments which design style do you prefer, but I would personally go with the Note 8 for this one. Now moving on to the display, apart from the size difference, which is 6.3 inches on the Note 8 and 6 inches on the Pixel XL, Pixel 2 XL, we do have a slightly higher resolution on the Note 8. So we have 2960 by 1440 versus 2880 by 1440 on the Pixel 2 XL. So this one actually translates to a PPI of 521 on the Note 8 versus 538 on the Pixel 2 XL, since it does come with a larger display. Okay, so what about the display features? Well, both of them come with OLED display. So we have AMOLED display on the Note 8, and then we have a POLED display on the Pixel 2 XL. And then also both of them come with Gorilla Glass 5. The Note 8 also comes with Gorilla Glass 5 on the back, and both of them have full 100% DCI-P3 color gamut coverage. But the Note 8 actually supports HDR. So HDR10 at the moment, we don't have any HDR supported at the moment on the Pixel 2 XL. Okay, what else? Well, we have always on displays on both. Then the Pixel 2 XL actually has a really nice feature in which if it detects a song playing in the background, it will actually display the song name on the always on display without you having to do anything. So this is actually one of my favorite features ever in the smartphone. This is really, really useful, and this is only on the Pixel 2 XL and the Pixel 2. Other than that, the Note 8 supports a 3-touch display. So it's a pressure-sensitive display, but it's only in the home button area. And what I really like about the Note 8 and the S8 is that if you double tap on this dot here, you can actually hide the navigation bar entirely. And then when you want to bring it up, you just slide up. And when you want to go home, you simply force touch or 3-touch on the invisible home button, and boom, there you go, you're now home. So overall, the Note 8 does give you a much more immersive experience because of this. Then it also comes with 1200 nits of display brightness. We're not exactly sure what the peak brightness is on the Pixel 2 XL, but overall, considering everything that I've mentioned, the Note 8 does have a slightly superior display. Now moving on to the cameras, I did what's probably the world's most in-depth camera comparison between the iPhone 8 Plus and the Google Pixel 1 XL. So definitely check this video out in case you haven't seen it. It's really, really in-depth. Because the Pixel 1 XL already has an amazing camera, one of the best ones out there, so it's really interesting to see how the Pixel 1 XL compares to something like an iPhone 8 Plus. So that camera was really, really good, and when it comes to the Pixel 2 XL, from the press images that I've seen, the Pixel 2 XL and the Pixel 2 have some amazing camera processing, especially HDR processing. It seems incredible. Obviously, I'll be doing an ultimate camera comparison as soon as I get my hands on the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL, but before then, let's talk about the camera specs. Okay, so on the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL, on the back-facing camera, we have just one camera. So we have a single lens camera module. We also have a 12.2 megapixel sensor, f1.8 aperture, and then we have optical image stabilization and electronic image stabilization, both working at the same time in video. Then we have, when it comes to focus, we have dual pixel plus laser autofocus. And then we also have portrait mode, similar to what we have on the iPhone, for example, iPhone 7 Plus, iPhone 8 Plus, so portrait mode, which in this case is software assisted. Now, moving on to the Note 8, we have a dual lens camera module. We have a 12.2 megapixel sensor. We have an f1.7 aperture and optical image stabilization. We have no electronic image stabilization on this one. And we have dual pixel plus laser autofocus, so same as on the Pixel. And then we have portrait mode, which is in this case hardware assisted because we have two camera modules. And then we also have 2x optical zoom on the Note 8. Now, when it comes to the front-facing camera, the Pixel 2 comes with an 8 megapixel sensor, f2.4 aperture, and it can do 1080p video up to 30 frames per second. Now, the Note 8 comes with the same 8 megapixel sensor, but we have an f1.7 aperture, so it's quite a bit better in low light. And then it can do video up to Quad HD 30 frames per second. So the front-facing camera, from the specs alone at least, it looks much better on the Note 8. And by the way, the Note 8 also comes with autofocus on the front-facing camera, something that the Pixel 2 doesn't have. Now, when it comes to video and camera features, the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL, they can do 4K video in 30 frames per second and slow motion 720p up to 240. Then when it comes to features, they have live photos, they have AR functionality, and what's really, really cool about the Pixel phones is that you have unlimited photo and video storage forever. So at full resolution with Google Photos, forever in the cloud, full resolution, unlimited storage. And then also something really cool is the stabilization. So even on the Pixel 1, stabilization was just amazing in video. So we had no major warping or jelly effects like we have on the iPhone 8 or the iPhone 8 Plus or the Samsung Galaxy S8. So stabilization wise, the camera on the Pixel 1 was amazing, and the Pixel 2 one is even better because it also has optical image stabilization. Now, moving on to the Note 8 video and features, we have 4K video, 30 frames per second. There is a possible update that might be coming for the Note 8 for enabling 4K 60, but at the moment it's 4K 30. Then 720p 240 when it comes to slow motion. Then we also have live photos on the Note 8. We unfortunately don't have any AR functionality on the Note 8. So obviously you can get third-party apps, but you don't have anything that was specifically designed for the cameras on the Note 8, like we have on the iPhone 8 Plus or the iPhone 8 or the Google Pixel 2s. And then something really cool about the camera on the Note 8 is the full manual mode. So you have a full manual mode and you can adjust anything in that. So this is really, really useful for professionals. And yes, you can even save raw photos. Okay, so camera-wise, it seems that the Note 8 is better when it comes to camera specs. But the Pixel 2 does have a better processing, at least from the pictures that I've seen. Okay, so what about the specs now? Well, we have Snapdragon 835 on both, by the way. Now on the Note 8, we have the Exynos 8095 in the international version, and the US version comes with the Snapdragon 835. Now when it comes to the RAM, we have 4 GB of RAM on the Pixel 2 XL versus 6 GB of RAM on the Note 8. So spec-wise, the Note 8 is better, not just because of the 2 extra gigabytes of RAM, but also because the Exynos 8095 is a slightly more powerful processor than the Snapdragon 835. That's obviously if you get the European or the international model. Now, software-wise, there's a pretty big difference between the two. So the Pixel 2 comes with, the Pixel 2 XL comes with stock Android, so the purest stock Android experience straight from Google. In this case, it's Android Oreo or 8.0. Now the Note 8, however, comes with Android 7.1.1 out of the box. And then you also get Samsung's TouchWiz skin or Samsung Experience on top of it. And here's what you need to know. There's a day and night difference between the two when it comes to updates. So the Samsung Galaxy S8, for example, is still running Android 7.0. Come on. And the S7 Edge, for example, that one got updated only to 7.0 in May. And that's for an unlocked phone. So with the Pixel 2 XL, you will be getting day one updates, whereas with Samsung phones, the updates can be almost a year late, sometimes even more than a year. And on top of all this, you get a lot of Samsung bloatware and even duplicate apps. So you get, 2 calendar apps, 2 contact apps, 2 messaging apps, and you get a lot of duplicate apps which you don't need, the Samsung browser and stuff like that, the Samsung Galaxy App Store and stuff like that. So these things actually slow down the performance quite a bit on Samsung phones. So they're not as fluid as the Google Pixel phone, for example, or as smooth. So if you care about fluidity, if you care about everything running smoothly and getting a lot of updates day one, definitely go with the Pixel because there's a huge difference between the two. Okay, moving on to the special features. There's a lot of features that I want to cover here, so I'm not going to cover every single one of them. I'm just going to cover the differences between these two phones. So starting off with the Pixel 2 XL, this one comes with front stereo speakers. Then we also get a squeeze function for the Google Assistant so that when you squeeze the phone, the Google Assistant gets activated. There's different levels of pressure that you can adjust that squeeze function to. And then we also have a fingerprint reader on the back, which is, by the way, in the middle. And according to Google, it's the fastest fingerprint sensor on any smartphone. But that's about it. There's nothing else on the Google Pixel XL other than everything that I've already mentioned. Now, take a look at the Note 8. The first big feature is obviously the S Pen. So with the S Pen, you can take notes even when the screen is off. You can take, different screen memos and so on. So it's really, really useful, but you have to be using Samsung apps. So it works amazing with Samsung apps. It doesn't really work that well with other apps. So if you're like the Google kind of person that uses Google Photos instead of Samsung Photos, Gmail instead of Samsung Mail and so on, then it might not be as useful for you. Then on the Note 8, we also have IP68 water resistance versus IP67 on the Google Pixel XL. And then we also have a micro SD card support on the Note 8, which can support up to 256 of extra storage in case you need it, versus no support, no micro SD card support on the Pixel 2 XL. What else? Well, quite a lot. So 3.5mm headphone jack, we have it on the Note 8. We don't have it anymore on the Google Pixel 2 XL. Wireless charging, we don't have wireless charging on the Pixel 2 XL. We have iris scanner and face unlock on the Note 8. On the Google Pixel 2, you only have the fingerprint reader on the back, so there's no way to unlock the phone using your eyes with the iris scanner because you don't have an iris scanner. Then the Note 8 also comes with a heart rate and an oxygen level meter on the back of the phone. And then I don't even know why I'm saying this, but it comes with headphones in the box, the Note 8. You don't get headphones in the box on the Pixel 2 XL or the Pixel 2, which is quite, I don't know why Google. Then you also get the pressure sensitive home button on the Note 8. So that's pretty much all the main features of both of these phones. So the Note 8 definitely comes with a ton more features than the Google Pixel 2 XL. Obviously, you won't be using all of them, but still you get more functionality from the Note 8. Okay, moving on to the battery. On the Google Pixel 2 XL, we have 3,520 mAh battery, and on the Note 8, we have a 3,300 mAh battery. So the Pixel 2 XL should last longer because of the larger battery, but then again, the Note 8 comes with the Exynos 8095 processor in Europe, so for the international market, which is actually better than the Snapdragon 835 when it comes to power management. So the Exynos 8095 version of the Note 8 should come closer in battery life to the Pixel 2 XL, but overall, the Pixel 2 XL should still be better. Now, when it comes to the storage options, on the Pixel 2 XL, we have 64 gigabytes and 128, and on the Note 8, we have 64, 128, 256, but actually just 64 in most stores. So 128 and 256, I haven't really seen them anywhere, in Europe at least. And they also come with a micro SD card support. So you can expand the storage even further to up to an extra 256 gigabytes of storage. And finally, moving on to the price. So the Pixel 2 XL is going to cost you $850 or £800 in the UK, and the Note 8 is going to cost you $930 or £870 in the UK. So yeah, they're both a lot. But the Note 8 is a bit more expensive than the Pixel 2 XL is. Okay, so in the end, which one should you get? Which one is overall a better device? Well, honestly, if you care about features, the Note 8 definitely has a lot more to offer. But at the same time, it is more expensive, but you do get more out of it. Now, the Pixel 2 seems to have a better camera when it comes to AGO processing at least and dynamic range, but the Note 8 gives you a second camera module for 2x optical zoom, and then you also have a better front-facing camera because of, the high-resolution video and autofocus. But then the Pixel 2 XL also has a better processing when it comes to the front-facing camera as well. And you also get portrait mode, by the way, on the front-facing camera, which you don't have on the Note 8. So features-wise, definitely the Note 8 one wins. When it comes to the design, again, the Note 8 wins. When it comes to the camera, it depends on what you really need. And when it comes to the performance and fluidity-wise and updates, definitely the Pixel 2 XL by a long shot. So let me know in the comments which one would you actually pick and why. I would honestly pick the Note 8. I would pick the Note 8 because it comes with more features, and in case I really need the extra performance and fluidity, I can always either install a custom ROM or I can just disable, all the Samsung bloatware if I wish. But that's just my choice. Let me know in the comments which one is yours. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more in-depth videos like this one, and then also enable notifications by tapping on that bell icon so that you're notified as soon as I upload a brand new epic video. Also check out my Pixel 2 XL versus iPhone 8 Plus video similar to this one in case you want to see how the Pixel 2 XL stacks up against the iPhone 8 Plus, and my Pixel XL, 1 XL versus the iPhone 8 Plus, the ultimate camera comparison, if you want to see how the camera of the original Google Pixel XL stacks up against the iPhone 8 Plus's camera. But yeah, other than that, thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments if you were epic enough to make it until the end. I'm Daniel. Feel free to give this video a like if you have enjoyed it to let me know. I'm Daniel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Zen of Tech, signing out. Cheers.